Well, hey, beautiful friends. Good morning. It's really nice to see you. You doing okay? So, I've been putting a lot of thought into what lessons we're supposed to learn in all of this because I truly do believe that every storm comes with one. And what it appears is that we are being forced to realize the destructiveness and the illusion of individualism. When I was in college, I studied psychology and philosophy with an emphasis in bioethics, and I studied Eastern religions really extensively. And one of the central tenets to Buddhism is the not self doctrine. This basically states that you're not you. Like the idea of you being a self contained individual container in any way is just a lie. You don't exist. And that's hard to understand, especially coming from a Western background, because you're like, obviously, I exist. Like, look, I'm right here. I'm a fully contained creature with clearly defined borders, but it's not true. Your bones are made of calcium that came from rocks. The oxygen that's flowing around your body on red blood cells are hitching a ride on little tiny pieces of metal from when you consumed iron. That iron could have come from an animal, a creature, a cow, and sometimes vegetables too. But those, you're literally made out of them. This came from a cow. Everything came from whatever it is you've eaten. And those things came from the ground and the sky and the sun. The tears in your eyes were in the sky. Literally, you consumed water that at some point came from the sky, and it comes out of your eyes when you're sad. You don't exist. You are just a combination of your environment, not just spiritually, but physically. And when we make policies that don't acknowledge that, we experience what we've experienced last week. When someone goes, I don't really like this, psh, get rid of it. And then you see the fallout and the massive ripple effects and the domino effects that happen when we put all of our faith, time, and energy in one person and one person's whims. Because it's not true. You can't have one of anything be in charge of everything, because look what happens. Look at the last 10 days and all of the chaos that we've experienced and the people who have lost their lives. Well, that's true on a micro scale too. If you chose to put your tallies in whichever way that you decided just because it would benefit you, those ripple effects are true for you too. Because those farmers needed the people that are working for them in order for you to eat the things that you need to eat to make your skin and make your hair and be able to repair your body. You needed those people. Just the same way that you needed the TSA and the FAA to be fully staffed so that you can travel around the country safely. Even if you do not have a child in school, you need for the younger generations to be educated, because one day you'll be old and you'll need help, and you'll need an educated group of people below you that can help you do that, because you're not going to live forever. You're not immortal. We all need each other, and not in a circle of life kind of way, like in an actual way. We're not individuals. It's not real. The idea that you exist on your own and that you are a fully divine being is not true. If it wasn't, you wouldn't need to consume anything. You would just be a self-generating thing, and you're not. And the things that regenerate you are other human beings. And that's why they don't want us to be woke. Because what's the opposite of being awake? It's being asleep. They're saying, no, don't look over there. Don't look. Stay sleeping. Because if you're asleep, you can't critically think. You don't have to think about what the consequences of putting these massive tariffs on people are going to be. They physically can't. They've asked them. So what's the backup plan? What are you going to do to mitigate this harm? And they've gone, I've got concept of a plan, but not really. Because if all you think about is yourself, you can't even begin to consider plan B, plan C, or after that, because you don't even care about the fallout. You can't even recognize it. So to combat that today, I encourage you to find somebody who doesn't look or think like you and say thank you to them. I know it might not feel great, but really. If you were a farmer who put your tally in for that dude, you know what? Thanks. I still really appreciate my strawberries and my oranges and my lettuce and whatever else you were growing for me. I appreciate it. If you're somebody who put your tallies in for him and you work in construction, hey, thanks for my house. Thanks for the roads that I drive on. Thank you for keeping us safe. I really do appreciate it. And I'm not just saying that, I really do. And the sooner we realize that every single one of us is here for a reason, we were all put here for a reason, regardless of our color, our faith, our orientation, anything, we all have a part to play here. And the sooner we realize that, the quicker we can learn this lesson and move on. So that's my action item today. Be radically loving, and remember that you did not fall out of a coconut tree. As always, keep looking for your helpers. Keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!